We don't mind reading. If someone doesn't tell us what they're experiencing or what their impressions of their experience are right in the moment, then we don't know what they are. But what we can do is observe a very, very important part of the NLP toolbox. And it's one of the most brilliant, important things that those folks in Santa Cruz discovered, and then has been confirmed and confirmed and confirmed and confirmed across 4 decades now, is we can observe through signals that are called cues, that people's body give off. Everybody's body gives off constantly. And some of those cues come from the movement of the eyes. Some come from changes in breath. If you're really paying attention, some come from subtle or maybe not so subtle changes in skin color. Someone who is trained well in transformational NLP, because it emphasizes this more than conventional NLP does. Someone who's well trained in this can sit with someone and talk about limitations, talk about difficulties, talk about past pain, if that's the subject, and the practitioner will be able to notice not what the client is experiencing internally, but how the client's brain is doing it. Whenever the person talks about feeling shy and afraid in a group, their eyes move up and to their left, and their head tilts a little bit to the side, and their breathing has a little hitch in it. It stops for just a second. And what that tells the practitioner is that there are pictures, probably pictures from the past, and a little bit of soundtrack that's bleeding into those pictures that the person is not consciously aware of. They're just saying, when I go to a party, if people put their attention on me, it's hard, right? It looks like that, what I just said. The well-trained transformational NLP practitioner will notice that there are some past pictures, there's past soundtracks, and these are loading up, these are causing just enough of a basic threat to safety that the creature brain does what creatures always do in the face of an unknown or unknowable threat. They freeze for just a moment while the brain figures out whether it's going to flee or fight. Right? Now, humans don't generally flee or fight, although people do that at parties, I guess both ways. Yeah? So that's a special case. Let's not talk about that anymore. But the creature stopped breathing. It went into freeze. The human interacting with the practitioner continued breathing because the human's aware there wasn't an immediate threat. But inside the person's processing, there were the pictures and sounds of something very unpleasant long ago and far away. Now, the thing about humans is we have a sense of time. We have senses of past, present, and future. This is how we organize our experience. It's kind of why we're here. To have a past, to have a present, to have a future, always. Creatures probably aren't doing that. Creatures are operating more right now. Right? Now, because we have all this creature neurology, if our brain loads up outside our conscious awareness, if our brain loads up pictures from the past that are very frightening, and the soundtrack of someone with authority, usually saying something very scathing, like just demolishing, right? Or maybe not even that bad. But if our brain loads up these pictures and these soundtracks, it will also respond in the moment with the freeze and the really bad feeling, the fear state, the state of like terror about whether we're going to be okay and safe, whether we're going to continue to belong in the next moment, It'll load all that up for us in the now, as they say, right now. Now, our brains don't come with little crawls across our visual field that say, pay no attention to that little freeze that just occurred in your diaphragm. This is a consequence of pictures from decades ago and the soundtrack associated with an authority who was not having a very good day and took it all out on you. Pay no attention to this. It has nothing to do with the beautiful person you have grown to be. Thank you very much for reading. Right? So when the feelings happen, we take them seriously. We think there's something going on now that's dangerous. right? And there's probably not. What there is going on now is something that triggered our brain to replay this stuff and create the feeling that means trouble, that means danger now. Wouldn't it be nice to not have to override that in the course of going to a party or sitting through a business meeting? If that's what the person wants, and this is what they value, we can fix it up. We can change the programming, change the patterning so that doesn't happen anymore. Before we do that, we'll have to notice what they would like to experience. You don't want to have that fear reaction? Great. What would you like to experience? We have to have that part too, because when we rearrange it, when we repattern it, when we reprogram it, we want to know where the person wants to come out. Because, you know what? Because of the power of this methodology, they will come out there. They will be there. I want to give credit to Jonathan Rice. He is the person who most worked out the methodology of being able to ask someone's nervous system what's going on while you're talking to the human being who's sitting there with you. It's very, very beautiful work. It takes a while to learn. It's why it's mostly disappeared from conventional NLP, because you can't do it from a stage in front of 4,000 people and have them benefit from it. It's a learning that takes time, and it's up close and personal. And everybody learns. The ones learning to do it, learn it. The ones who are making themselves available to participate in that group interaction, which is what our trainings are a lot about, small group practice sessions. Everyone changes their sense of themselves. So, and comes into more and more rapport with how it is that humans get their experience. And when it gets sideways and when it becomes so unsatisfactory and so hard to change, how it is that we can then take a breath, say okay about that, and proceed to revise it nevertheless.